Okay, welcome back to Twin Cities Live. We love it when our friend Dan Stoltz is in studio. Once a month, he introduces us to someone who is blazing a new path forward. He is, of course, the CEO of Blaze Credit Union.
Yes, and all year long, we are highlighting different trailblazers. Dan is here to introduce us to someone that he admires, and Dan, I know a lot of people do admire this trailblazer you're going to introduce us to.
And I'm super excited to bring her on set because here's my definition of a trailblazer.
Yep.
You need to be an influencer, someone that influences people. You need to be an impactor and impact others. And the last thing, you need to be someone that inspires. And this next person does. So I got to read the bio.
Please do.
And as you notice, they know I got bad eyes, so they really put it in big print for me. But anyways, I'm super excited about this. I know Lindsey Whalen really well, but listen to this bio. A true legend and the most successful female basketball player in Minnesota history. Lindsey's a 4-time WNBA champion, 2-time Olympic gold medalist, 6-time WNBA All-Star, and part of the prestigious Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame class of 2022. She led the University of Minnesota to the NCAA tournament 3 straight years, including the first ever Final Four appearance in 2004, and was also chosen by Connecticut Sun in the first round of the 2004 WNBA draft.
Look at that.
One more sentence.
Get it.
Whalen was honored as the Minnesota Sports Awards Professional Athlete of the Year in 2018. Lindsey was head coach of the University of Minnesota women's basketball team, and now Lindsey's jersey is now retired by 3 basketball teams: Connecticut Sun, Minnesota Lynx, and the University of Minnesota. And now Lindsey's a proud member and coach of the Minnesota Lynx Association.
Get her out here!
Lindsey.
What an
Lindsey.
intro!
Is that
Welcome to the
unbelievable?
show. That is the best.
Thank you.
Big
Thank
name.
you.
It's nice to see you.
Great to see you.
Thanks for being here.
Yes, it has been. It's been far too long, and a lot of things have happened. So it's just really exciting to have you here. Okay, so Dan, we talked about that idea of a trailblazer, but Lindsey, when you think of yourself, I mean, you probably just think you're just doing your thing.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much on a daily basis, just trying to, now a new role with the back with the Lynx.
Yep.
But yeah, just trying to. I don't know. It's crazy when you think back of those things and those teams that I was a part of. It's been a fun career, and now new chapter and new chapters. We've been together now at Blaze for a couple years, so all good.
Yeah, that's great.
So I want to ask Lindsey a question, and this is what I love. I mean, you obviously have the skill set, but passion and commitment, and I'm sure you're in the gym early. Just talk a little bit about, this doesn't just happen. Talk about what you had to do to accomplish all this stuff.
The daily practices.
Yeah, I think each level, there was a time when I realized that I wanted to go to, the next level. So high school to college, that took a certain amount of commitment. And then when I was in college, there was the WNBA. That was my next goal. And so then a little more work was required. WNBA, made that, and I wanted to be an Olympian. And so in each level, I had to see kind of what others that were ahead of me were doing and try to then, we're all competitive, to work really hard to hopefully put myself, ahead of them or as good as them, or and then finding a way to be like a great teammate and to be somebody who is a valued member, and finding kind of like what you're great at, or what your, people talk now kind of like what's your superpower. And so, yeah, I think just that, and kind of remembering the values that my parents and growing up in Hutchinson really taught me. So I don't know, it's but a lot of fun, and I think those challenges, like understanding each level that you want to get to next, it does require a little extra effort, and sometimes saying no to certain things is I say saying yes to this goal or this dream.
Oh yeah, I love saying no. Saying no is the best.
Saying no feels really good. I think about your career and someone who's been very successful really in any kind of career. And a lot of people may think, oh, they're so lucky, right? They're so lucky they get to do this. They get to travel the world. They get to experience these things. But you have worked your rear end off, lady. And I think that's really something that, I have 2 young girls who are both athletes. And so hearing what you're saying about just keep looking towards the next thing and preparing for that is a lot of work, but it pays off in the end.
It does. And it helps when you have a lot of passion or you love what you're doing, in those workouts, or finding those little joys within the day. It's not always going to be, if you're working out. It's not always going to be fun the whole time, but like the journey of a season and the journey of a career is a lot of fun. And I've been lucky to play a sport, for pretty much my whole life. That's what I'm still doing now, just in a different role. But yeah, there's a lot of great that comes with it, and just understanding in those moments when it gets tough. That's when you lean on your family and your teammates and your friends and your coaches.
Yeah, that's so good. I'm interested because you said that, we talk about like looking to other people for inspiration and influence. I mean, we talk about that with the TrailBlazers. You mentioned that, looking to the people that are ahead of you. How do you figure out, though, like they're doing what's right for them, so you want to acknowledge that, but then you have to tailor what's going to work for you? What's that discernment like?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I could be I could want to be a post player all I want, but I'm only 5'8".
Yeah.
So I think that you have certain skills that it's like this is what you're really good at.
So look realistically at what you're good at.
A little bit.
Follow your own trailblazing path.
Yeah. And figure out what you bring like to the team. And like do that every single day, consistently. No matter what, no matter how you're feeling, or no matter what, like when you get to practice, that's the most important thing. And just like taking pride in that, taking joy in that, I think is really good.
Can I just say one more thing? I mentioned earlier I have 2 girls that play volleyball. And I think right now we're dealing with don't be afraid to make a mistake. And I feel like that's something coming from a person like yourself. That's a message maybe kids need to hear as in the athletic forum.
For sure. I mean, like adversity and like making mistakes is the only way you're going to get better.
Yeah.
Because if you just stay here and in your comfort zone, then you're never going to get to that next level. And so I've had coaches that, doing a ball handling drill or a shooting drill, they'll say like, if you're not making a mistake, you're not pushing yourself hard enough. And so, I think that one, it's okay to make mistakes, and then learning from that is like the next step, and that's how you're going to get to that next goal.
It's so good.
Thank you.
Oh gosh, Dan, you bring another
Thanks,
winner.
No,
You got a good Rolodex of friends.
Yeah.
It's pretty, you know what a Rolodex is, right, you guys?
Yeah, I do.
We do.
I know. So Blaze is an official partner of the University of Minnesota Alumni Association. You can get your U of M and Blaze branded checking account and credit card. We've got a link with details on TwinCitiesLive.com. That's fantastic.
All right. Are you more